Hi, and welcome to Wisdom from the Angels. Hi, my name is Carolyn. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it so that you'll get email notifications of new readings when I upload them. And if you are returning, welcome, 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 welcome back. I am so grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the reading for this week, the High Vibe reading. I hope everyone out there is safe and happy and healthy, and that your families are too. All right, so we're going to go ahead and clear the air. Okay, let's invite in the angels. Angels, archangels, spirit guides, our own spiritual teams, our ancestors, our guardian angels. Come into this reading, surround us, guide us, protect us, and inspire us, and bring to us the guidance and the knowledge that is needed at this time. Bring to us all of the messages that are needed, especially at this time in our galaxy. We are so grateful and thankful for all our many, many, many blessings. We are so grateful for the star seeds, the Palladians, and for all galaxies far and wide. We are so grateful for all benevolent beings, and we are thankful for all our blessings. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father Sky. Thank you, 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 thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with the High Vibe reading for this week. All right, I did a pre-shuffle, and the card that came out is Woo Woo is Wonderful. Card number one, which is interesting. So one is all about new beginnings. We just had a new moon last week, which was in Scorpio. Scorpio, the sign of transformation. So what a wonderful time for new beginnings as we are transforming. And we have some pretty heavyweight energy this week. We have the sun. I made notes, so let me read them. We have the sun, Mars, and Mercury all in Scorpio. Venus is in Capricorn. And we have on Thursday the 11/11 portal, which is absolutely a wonderful time for transformation. So this is a week full of magic. A lot of magical energy. Now, for those of you who are feeling excited and feeling unstoppable, enjoy that energy. On this card where it says woo woo, well, a lot of people look at, some people, I won't say a lot because we are evolving, and some people look at a lot of what goes on YouTube as woo woo. When we talk about the ancestors and we bring in information that we learn from them, when we talk about angels and tarot readings, when we talk about, other galaxies, when we talk about other things that, or even rituals that may be practiced, or numerology, or astrology, or even witchcraft, or, other things that some people don't talk about on a regular basis. And it might have been kept within their families and their circles, or it might not have been discussed at all. And some people are just waking up to their gifts. And that's all good. It is all good. Don't let anyone talk you out of whatever your gifts are, because here's the deal. They're your gifts. They don't belong to anyone else. And if you feel called to use your gifts for yourself, or your family, or your friends, or your community, good. Good for you. Good for you for stepping up. And if you decide that, hey, you know what, I'm just going to do it for myself and my family, good for you. Whatever your choice is, however you choose to use your God given or your Creator's given talents, is a wonderful way for you to show up in the world. And you don't need anyone else's permission. That's the great thing about it. It really is. So when they say woo woo is wonderful, it is. Because there are things that have been passed down from generation to generation that have worked. There are things that maybe you didn't have that kind of lineage that you're discovering on your own. Great. Maybe you're starting to use rituals in your life that you never did before. Great. And a ritual can be something like every holiday you want to dress up the house to look different. Or it could be the new moon and the full moon, and you worship you worship whatever the energy is at that time. Rituals don't have to be just one way or one set. And you could also look at rituals as traditions that you've done in your family. So, yes, woo woo is wonderful because it allows us to invite in excitement, magic, and allows us to transform from what no longer works to what can work even better. So start to look at your life and start to look at what kinds of things that are working for you and what kinds of things you need to let go of. Because this is a great week to let go of things that no longer work for you, so that on 11/11, this Thursday, the portal, you can begin to really transform your world with all the magic that is available. And it is available to you. 11/11 is said to be one of the most potent and most magical and powerful days of the year. It just happens to be in the 11th month. And if you look at the number 11, it looks like two columns that are standing firm, that are standing still. And when we look at that master number, along with the energy of transformation, can bring about and open the door to many, many wonderful possibilities. Now, what can get in the way is our next card. Low vibrations. Any vibration that is about scarcity, about not being enough, about people telling you that, oh, you're just too much sometimes. Or I prefer you, when you were at such and such an age, or you lived here, or you lived there, or you wore this, or you wore that. Or you didn't stand up, when you weren't standing up for yourself. I liked you better then. There are going to be those people around. But here's the deal. You have a choice of what to allow into your life. Now, you may decide, you know what? I'm tired of hearing from other people how I'm not enough. I'm tired of people always putting me down. I have worth. I matter. I don't speak to them that way. I would never begin to spend my day hurting someone. When you start to stand in your power, people around you may get intimidated. They may feel uncomfortable. They may come from a low vibrational place of blaming, of shaming, of putting you down, and of making you feel less than. Again, your talents, your gifts are amazing and wonderful. You were given those talents to help transform your world and the world of others. Because as your world changes, it vibrates out into the universe. It vibrates out into your family, to your friends. And it has the ability to shift things. And the card says, things that lower your vibration, like judgment, criticism, worry, self-judgment, and being unkind. Pay attention to what you're saying, especially to yourself. Focus on the good things happening around you. Nobody is perfect. Be gentle with yourself, and by saying, be gentle with yourself and try saying it in a positive, hopeful way. A lot of times our self-talk, we would never say to someone else. Or sometimes the things that we may say to someone else is because that's how we're feeling about ourselves. It could also be stemming from a lot of the chaos that's going on around us at this time, especially with the pandemic being it's still around. A lot of conversation on getting vaccine, a lot of conversation on the mandate, a lot of conversation around a whole lot of things. You know, someone said to me the other day, they said, you know, I think everyone should have to tell their vaccine status. And I said, why? Isn't that like asking someone a very personal question? And they said, no, it's not personal at all. And I was like, wow. One of the things as you're going through this transformation and as you're feeling this new sense of yourself, and even with your gifts, when you start to have your gifts show up in your life and you feel like you're being transformed, also allow yourself to have healthy boundaries. Allow yourself to say one word, no. So I had someone call me the other day and they were unloading, and we have an agreement that we say to each other at the beginning of the conversation, are you available for me to unload? I have a lot going on and I need someone to just listen. That's a lot different than someone calling me up and they go, this is going on, that's going on, this happened and that happened and this happened and this happened. Well, that's all I got to say. Bye. Like, I call it vomiting. No one should be calling you up and vomiting all over you unless they've said at the beginning, are you available? And that's what my friends and I have come up with, a healthy boundary to say, hey, you know, then I know what to expect. Then I know what's coming. I can then choose to empathize. I can say, you know, right now, not a good time. I got a client in 5 minutes. Can I call you back afterwards? Or are you available at this time? That way, they don't feel like I'm completely abandoned them. They also don't feel like I'm not listening to them. And they feel heard. And I can say, you know what? I get that a lot's going on. I really would like to hear it. But right now, I have to get ready for another call. And I'll give you a call back, and I'll look at my schedule and go from there. Develop healthy boundaries with people. Because sometimes you'll say, after something happens, you'll say, well, I was always available for them. I always listened to them. I always did this, and this for them. Why can't they just, you know, pick up the phone and say hello once in a while? Why do I have to be the one to do that? Because you need to tell them in a way that is kind, but healthy. Healthy for you, because you get to express yourself and be heard. And they can tell you, you know what, today's not a good day for me. Or, hey, I'm on my way out. Or, let's set up a time to talk tomorrow. Now, that may not be ideal for you because you may be going through a lot at the moment, but it is a sign of respect to allow them to show up the way that they need to. Okay? Because when people show up the way that they need to, when people show up honoring themselves and honoring their gifts and really saying no to low vibrations erupting into their world, here's what happens. Big happy changes. And we start to function differently. Our worlds start to function differently. Doors that were closed open. Because why? We have started to see our own value. We have started to place a healthy boundary around ourselves. Now, that doesn't mean that this boundary can't be flexible. It doesn't mean that you're saying, oh no, don't want to hear about it. What it means is that you are really being very clear about when you're available. Now, I have a thing in my home where my TV doesn't go on before 7 in the evening. And why? Because I don't want to get sucked into all of the stuff that's going on. And there's usually nothing going on. And sometimes it doesn't go on till 8. And some nights it doesn't go on at all. But I do have my favorite shows, and I do try to watch those unless I pick them up on repeat. And I might just take a day, and like yesterday, well, Saturday and Sunday, I broke my toe Thursday evening, and cleaning. The barbell won, my toe did not. And so I had it up, propped up with arnica and heat and cold and all kinds of good stuff going on to bring the swelling down so I can get my foot back in a shoe. And I do miss walking. I love walking. And I was up to 4 or 5 miles a day. So to build back up to that, I'm excited to do. But right now I'm kind of babying my foot. And you know, the minute you hit your foot, you keep hitting it. I'm like, what is it? Is it like an attraction to just hitting my foot? But anyway, yes, take downtime. So when I took downtime Saturday, I put my phone on complete silence, do not disturb. And I just turned it over. Because I really only use my phone at that time for just as a clock. I do have a clock in my house, but I'm not always places where I can see it, but I only have the one. And part of that reason is that I don't have a whole lot of electronics going on in my house at any one time because of the work that I do. But what you need to understand is how setting healthy boundaries in your life does not mean that you are ignoring other people. What it does mean is that you're honoring yourself. You know, I have a friend who likes to call it 8 p.m. at night. I'm like, girl, I don't know. No. You can't have your crisis before 5 o'clock, because between 5 and 7, I might be able to talk to you, because between 7 and 7:30, I'm having dinner, because I fed the pups, I brushed their teeth, they're down for the night. Then I can sit down and eat in peace, and then I can get ready and do my nightly routine. And then if there's anything on at 8 o'clock, get ready to watch that, unless I'm just not in the mood or I'm listening to a book on tape. So there are different things that you can do to start to honor yourself and start to honor your energy. Start to honor and get ready for this transformation, because this transformation that's coming now is going to require a lot of new energy. And as your body's going through integrating this new energy and bringing in these new gifts, you need to be able to really practice a lot of self-care. All right? So start to look at the ways that you need to take better care of yourself, or the times you need to focus on that are just for you. Start to look at what would make you feel better. Start to look at not what other people are doing so much as to ask yourself, what would make my heart sing? And it says, the card here says, you are ready. You are ready for this transformation. You are ready to accept these new gifts. You are ready to cast aside low vibrational energy, and that includes low vibrational people who bring that energy. And I think a lot of times that people hold on to low vibrational energy because they don't know what else to do, and they are afraid to step into something new. But allow yourself that chance to go step into something new. You can always go back and do what you've been doing, but you will get the same results. Why not try something new? Why not try setting up a ritual for yourself that works? Try setting up something that you truly, truly can embrace. Try to set up something where you really can begin to allow for this new being or this new side of you to come through. Remember, if you keep doing the same old things the same old way, you're going to keep getting the same old results. Another thing I've started to say to people is when they call up and they're like, I'm like, nope, 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 nope. Here's what we're not going to do. There are 2 things we're not going to do. We're not going to go back and forth. So I understand you have something going on, but right now I don't have the bandwidth to handle it or listen. And that's setting a healthy boundary. So start looking at your life. Where do you need to set healthier boundaries so that you don't feel like you need to go shower when you get off a call or finish visiting with a friend? Where you don't feel completely drained. where you don't feel like someone is just unloading on you and then they're like, oh, hold on, hey, let me call you back, and then they don't. Or they call back 2 days later and it's the same conversation and they just started all over again. You know, it is interesting, I find, when people do that. They know what they're doing, and they know that you'll listen because that's how wonderful a person you are. So start to set those boundaries around when you're available to listen. Unless it's an absolute emergency, and even then you get to choose if you're available, set a boundary. Like I have a boundary around calling me in the middle of the night to tell me someone died. Don't call me in the middle of the night to tell me someone died. If they needed my help going over, I've already helped them cross over because that's one of my gifts. But calling me at 3 a.m. to tell me so-and-so died, let me sleep. I need that energy so that when you do call me the next morning, I have the energy to approach it in a gracious way. I'm not tired trying to deal with it. I'm not overwhelmed trying to deal with it. I have the energy to deal with it from a place where my peace is still intact and I can be of support. Healthy boundaries, very important. You are ready for these big happy changes that are coming. You got to put the low vibration into a very, very healthy place and put boundaries around it. And start to really step into your gifts. The woo-woo is wonderful. All right? Okay. That's all for today. Come on back for the weekly read, and I hope that all of you find your way of bringing your gifts to the world. We need them, and we need you. Take care. Thank you.